The Absa Champagne Festival in Inanda is the only one of its kind in South Africa and proudly running for 17 years now. Celebrating life in a glass and synonymous with quality, luxury and opulence, champagne has been shorthand for celebration since the 17th century. A magical night of style and luxury with over 40 houses importing from France. What better way for Absa Wealth Management to celebrate its clients? Let's find out what this night of champagne, art and fine food has in store. Associated with success and celebration, like champagne, Absa's Winston strives to provide the best-of-breed advice. And this event showcased Absa's wealth business through the festival's lifestyle elements.
This is a very unique event. We focus very much in terms of our business. The cornerstone of our business is about advice. It's about products. The heart of what we do is understanding clients. It's about building relationships with them, both in terms of partners as well as our customers. At this festival this year, we've got a number of champagne houses and have been supporting us for numerous years. And so it's that partnership that we build with them that I think also talks to the partnership that we build with our customers. We think art and champagne as properties go very nicely together from a wealth or high net worth customer perspective. What we have done this year in tandem with the centenary of Nelson Mandela, given the partnership with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, we thought it might be a unique opportunity to help them raise funding for their various work that they do. So what we're doing this year is we're having a silent auction. We've got various pieces, memorabilia here today, and the customers that are joining us here today will be able to bid and own, hopefully, one of these pieces. And we think this fits very nicely with our strategy, which is one of our strategy points, which is to ensure that we are relevant in the societies that we operate in, and that we are able to play a meaningful role in shaping those societies.
The French believe that the height of sophistication is to enjoy champagne with exquisite art. And who better to speak about the inclusion of art for the first time in 17 years than Dr. Paul Bayliss.
We've provided an experience here for our clients and guests to really enjoy good French champagne, but at the same time have an opportunity to see what we're calling good investment art. So we've brought together artworks from young emerging artists from across the continent, as well as some of the more established artists. So people here this evening will recognize some of the names, but for some of the others, they're going to see some very new artists and what we would say is future talent in terms of what to look at in years to come. As Absa, we've got a presence across the 12 countries across Africa, and we really focus in on artists from Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, and very much what we're trying to do with each of these artists is, one, build their brand, assist in nurturing that young talent, and also getting them entrenched in the art market. I think so often we look beyond our ocean. We look at Europe, we look at Asia, we look at America, and we forget the richness and the talent that we have on this continent. And as you see this evening, our artists, as African artists, can be anywhere in this world.
Tell us a little bit more about the auction and the partners that are involved and what we can expect tonight.
So what we've done this evening, we've partnered with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and in terms of Madiba Centenary, we are looking at raising funds for the foundation. So really, all the works that we've got on exhibit are up for silent auction. So during the course of the evening, while people are enjoying a good glass of a cold bubbly, they can engage with the work, and if it resonates with them, put in a bid on the silent auction, and hopefully at the end of the evening, if they're successful, be able to take home a good investment work, while at the same time supporting a good cause and making a difference through the Nelson Mandela Foundation.
Let's talk a little bit about Madiba first. How would you like us to remember him?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think for us, these kind of moments highlight not only the work, but how Madiba valued collaboration. That the more we collaborate, the more we can achieve things. The Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, for example, is collaborating with us and many other partners on ECDs. How do we ensure that we honor Madiba by looking at early childhood? One of the most important things coming out of this kind of partnership is to ensure that you go back to the basics in terms of education, as I said. And literacy is one of the key parts or key elements of the partnership. We will be going back to the school where Madiba got the name Nelson, back in the Eastern Cape. And we're going to build a library with Absa, which is not just a library that will be for the school, but it will be used by the community. It's a big library. I think it's important because it's not about not only about Madiba in the past, but we're saying what are the current needs, and Absa is then responding to that. The second one is, for an institution like the Nelson Mandela Foundation, one of the toughest things to do is fundraising, to sustain the work, just to keep the doors open and to sustain the work of the foundation. And Absa has been one of those who have said, we will contribute to a sustainability fund.
Well, look, it's not often that we get to drink on the job, but we are about to chat to Yolette Steyn, and she's from Drapier. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yes, perfectly.
Tell us a little bit about the story behind Drapier and where it comes from in France.
Okay, so the Drapier family, the Champagne house is family owned, many generations, and they're in the southern part of Champagne. That it's become an up and coming kind of new rock star region. So a lot of Pinot Noir, Babouis, so it's very full and yeah, just beautiful handcrafted artisanal champagne.
And what differentiates Drapier in the market? What makes it the go-to champagne?
So in our opinion, firstly, obviously it's delicious when you drink it. Yeah, so a big thing is the Drapier family, many champagne houses have been bought over, so it's still family owned. They work very naturally in the vineyards, plowed with the horses, so biodynamic organic viticulture. The whole family is massively allergic to sulfur, so the wines are very low in sulfur and very low in sugar. They're very well known for that. So it's healthier for you, so you can drink more.
I've been learning so many interesting facts about champagne tonight, but I must admit, what still stands out for me is that you can drink GH Mum in space. Is that true?
That's 100% correct. So with this beautiful bottle, it's not exactly that one, but it's a variation of our Grand Cordon bottle, which is actually called Grand Cordon Stella. And it is possible, we are the first champagne to be able to be drank in space. And so in that, with that idea, we sent our CEO, our Chief Entertainment Officer, Usain Bolt, to an anti-gravity flight with actually Mini La Mini. Yes. And so they had the first taste of it, and they obviously love it.
Well, if there's one thing that we certainly have tonight, it's great music as well as history. We're going to find out about a champagne that first came onto the scene in 1716. So you can do your maths, figure out how many years that is. But Christine, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about Lenson.
So Lenson is one of the oldest champagne houses based in Reims. And it's one of the official champagne of the Queen, and also the official champagne of Wimbledon. It's more zesty. It's when you look at other champagne, it's much more fresh, much more dry, I would say. So this is why we call it as a perfect aperitif.
Different champagnes are better suited to specific foods, and guests at the festival were served with the best food tailored to complement the champagnes on offer. I'm joined by Chef Kyle Warren from Word of Mouth. Chef, what a pleasure to have you here with us. What are you treating the guests to?
So tonight we've got a selection of stations available. We have our classic combinations, which is our oyster and champagne station, of which we've also paired it with a little bit of a lemon pull, balsamic pull, soya pull, and then we're going a little bit off-center kind of effect. We're going with our grill station or traditional braai station, bringing in the Africanacity with the Absa And then we've also got a Moroccan station, which is hummus, it's falafels, it's all of those kind of things. Also bringing in, tying that Africanity with the champagne. I want to pair food with how I would enjoy it. People, have come to the Champagne Festival to enjoy champagne and food. So we've now re-looked at it and we've said, okay, it's not just the classic combinations, it's all about the flavors. And these flavors work with champagne.
More than that, however, the exceptional event provided an opportunity to engage with valued clients and to enhance customer relationships.
The story of investing in Africa is a growth story. For starters, if the rest of us don't invest in Africa, our continent, and Absa understands this, there's no future for us. There's no future for South Africa without the rest of Africa. And when you have a wonderful institution such as Absa, which has had, yes, a relationship with Barclays, but who have always understood that Africa is our home. And for me, anything that doesn't include our continent doesn't include me.
You know, we're in a long-term game, and Absa has shown that they can be that long-term partner with us. And we've also just recently done some other structure for us that they've done and come to the party. And you know, that's the way we sort of like look at this. You know, with Absa, we've built some infrastructure assets which must last for 30, 40 years. So therefore, it's a relationship that's meant to be long. So being alongside that type of brand, for us, means a lot.
And what a great way to end off such a successful evening than with an amazing and delectable selection of desserts. And so as you can hear, it's been a fantastic night of style and luxury, celebrating world-class champagnes, celebrating art and artists, and of course, indulging in some really good food. It's been an amazing evening. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. For CNBC Africa, I'm Nozipho Mbanjwa.